Hey there, Hofstra fans, and welcome to the WB Mason Coaches Report right here on GoHofstra.com. I'm Mark Wiener, alongside the head coach of the Hofstra Pride men's soccer team, Richard Nuttall. Coach, I know the answer to this, but how are you?
A little bit sad, shall we say.
Obviously, the 2-0 loss to JMU in the first round of the CAA tournament. Let's first start off with that game. What were your initial thoughts on that?
Well, we didn't show up on the day, I think emotionally we weren't there and our intensity wasn't there, and JMU fully deserved to win the game. They came at us, they worked hard, they shut us down, and we just didn't get going until maybe the last 30 minutes of the second half. So incredibly disappointing after such a fine season.
You do mention the fine season. You finished third in the CAA. What would you say about the season as a whole?
Yeah, we finished third in the CAA. I call it co-champions, if that's all right. Joined first, but no. After the tiebreaker, we were third, which was incredibly disappointing as well. So overall, we played some wonderful soccer, and I've been so proud of the guys in many games this season, and I think we played a good brand of attractive soccer. We've taken the game to teams, and we've had some wonderful results, a couple of disappointing ones, but generally speaking, if you take away the last game of the season, I think it's been a highly successful season.
The good news is you only lose one senior.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that one senior is Maid Memich, 5th all-time in goals for your program. What did you say to him after his final collegiate game?
There's not much you can say in the heat of the moment when you've just finished the game. Just keep your head up, mate. You've been a great servant to the programme. We're very proud of you as a player and as a person. You're going to do well in life. He's going to have opportunity back in Europe to play, we believe, and maybe have opportunity over here. And he's going to come out of Hofstra with a great degree. And, life is good. You move on, don't you? But we will miss him, and we'll miss him just as much as a person as a soccer player.
Did Maid, after the game, have a message for the team?
Well, we're going to have a team meeting. I'm sure he will have a message. We didn't sort of convene at the time, so we'll get there. We will be doing a little a book of his years at Hofstra. Gary Butt puts one together, and we will be presenting that on January 24th at an alumni event. So all that stuff's to come.
Now let's look through what you bring back. It's a whole lot. It's pretty much the whole roster. Who right now on the roster do you think can possibly replace Maid's output?
Well, Danny Elliott can play central. We can push Elliott further, subject to the waiver, further forward. But we think we've done well on the recruiting side. We've got some good options coming in, we believe. And I think it's going to be a matter of, gaining more experience, working hard in the weight room, in the speed and agility room with Joe and all those guys who are doing a great job, by the way. And just really making everybody better, and hopefully by the numbers on the squad and the people we've got and people gaining experience, that we'll be able to replace him too.
Joseph Allen breaks the single-season record for assists in a year, but he didn't really have much on the score sheet towards the end of the year. What do you expect from him going into next season?
Yeah, it's a learning process with Joe, and he's much a better player, and he's mentally much better than he was as a freshman, so we think he's going to be a progression too. He's incredibly talented going forward. We've got to make the other parts of the game better. His defending's got to get a little bit better, his consistency's got to get a little bit better, but he's a marked man, and in games, the man marked him quite often, and he's got to learn to cope with that as well.
What about the rest of that midfield? What did you like, what didn't you like, what does the team need to improve on?
Yeah, your Danny Elliott's playing wide left, your Mashaks, your Ninos, your Mannies, they're all great young players, and it's just about keeping them going, getting them more experience. Manny Walcott's got to sort of believe in himself a little bit more. I think Nino's got to calm down on the ball a bit. Danny's got to look behind players and see the second picture on the field. So I can go on and on about little things they've got to learn. But the fact is, we've got a lot of experience with a lot of young guys now, so the future is very exciting.
And finally, the defensive back line before we get to Patrick Prey. Led by Daniel Grundy, he'll have another year of eligibility.
Yes.
What did you think about them as a whole?
Well, I thought they were outstanding. I think a little bit of fatigue by the end of the season got to us, with Rory having come in off an operation. Young John Fraser, I think he was fatigued at the end. And then missing Danny Grundy at the end. Last game was a big loss because he's our emotional leader at the back. But Harry and Maris were excellent too. I think Harry Hawkins is probably in the top 2 or 3 defenders in the conference, especially on the ball. He's calm, he's collected, he finds people, he wins headers. He chaperones strikers around the field into good areas. So for me, it's exciting that we've got those guys back. And then Patrick Prayer's been absolutely solid, and I don't want to take anything away from his competition. You know, young Brian McParland's a little bit unlucky not to have played more. And Tom Germano, the younger, the freshman's going to have a bright future, we hope too. So, again, in the back line, it's looking good.
Patrick Pray, let's just talk about him specifically for a second. He won a lot of games for you this year, a lot of shutouts on the season.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's probably your starter going into next season, but what
Yes.
did you see from him as a whole?
Solid, dependable, and did the right thing most of the time. You know, a couple of little hiccups during the season, which he's got to polish up on. But I think as you play more, you get more confident, and you learn from past situations. And for me, he's a really, really solid goalkeeper. And again, can I just mention Brian McParland?
Sure.
I just think he was a little bit unlucky not to get some more experience. We had to make a decision halfway through what we were going with, and we went with Patrick. And if we'd have gone with Brian, I think he would have done well too.
Finally, Coach, obviously it's very early, the season just ended, but your expectations for next year with so many players coming back?
Well, they're high, of course, you know. Again, we've got to fill the Maid gap, but just, we're going to work incredibly hard. And I think the guys who are on the team, they understand that we've probably underachieved this year with the team, the quality we had. A couple little things didn't go for us, but you make your own luck. So I think we've got to come back with an attitude that is refuse to not get into the championship and get to the finals next year, and just be solid and strong in our mentality.
The head coach of the Hofstra Pride men's soccer team, Richard Nuttall, first of all, thank you from me for a
Thank you.
fantastic year. It's been
Yeah.
fun. I know you have some thank yous to give out as well.
Yeah, Mark, I just want to say thank you to a lot of people. This is a wonderful university I'm at. I enjoy being here, I enjoy the people. So I'm going to put my glasses on because I can't really see. And I just want to thank a lot of people that help our programme and make this such a wonderful place to be. Apologies, these are my Italian glasses. Apologies for the people I forget, but first of all I want to say thanks to my coaching staff, Gary, Graham and Richard and Sean Foster. They're outstanding people and do a wonderful job. I want to say thank you to the players. That it's not easy being a student athlete, and you know, we do push them, and they've been outstanding this year. Sometimes there's good days and bad days, but overall wonderful. And of course to Maid Memich for being a fantastic servant to the club. I want to thank all the alums who support us and the fans. I also want to thank Jay, Ryan and Anne from Sports Facilities. They always do a wonderful job at preparing the field. Dave Riviere and the trainers, wonderful. Dave Walsh, who's always there for us. And above all, I think Cindy and Harriet, the administrative staff, and are wonderful to us with all the, all the arrangements and the changes we have to make. Brian Ball from our Sports Facilities does an unbelievable job with us. And all generally the administration behind the programme. I've got a little bit more. Rachel August helps us with all the hotels and the administration. Rachel Peel, and above anybody, I think Michelle Spatterell is absolutely fantastic with our academic advisement for the team. WRHU, fantastic every day, every time they're there with the games and do a wonderful job at covering the games. And finally, the president and everybody down, thank you for your support. You make this place a wonder. It's just wonderful to be here, and all the administration, Jeff Hathaway, the AD, and all the assistant ADs. Just thank you, because it's a joy to be here every day. All right? Was that a bit long?
It was fine, Coach. Thank you from me again.
Yeah.
I'm Mark Weiner, Richard Nuttall. This has been the W. Mason Coaches Report. We'll see you next